it's a very polarizing subject because, I asked my mom about this too, because she works for, like I said, a food chain. And I asked her about AI. I said, well, how are you guys using AI? And she said, we're not. Absolutely. It is like,
Interesting.
it is a no-no word in there.
Really?
And I said, you're not using it at all. And she said, nope, we're not allowed to. And I said, that's interesting because
Wow.
when you pick up your phone, I know you do talk to text. I know that you ask Siri.
Thank you.
AI. That's
Uh,
AI. So you can't say that you're not using AI. It's just what level is allowed. But it's
Bingo.
interesting because she has a coworker that works for her, or not a coworker, it's a colleague. And she's on the IT side of things. And they were doing some recoding. And I asked her about it. I said, you guys still not using AI? And she goes, no. And from an IT side of things, I'm super skeptical about the whole AI side of things. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fair. She goes, however, I think that there's a time and a place. And we just did this whole recoding project, and we literally had a coder going through lines of codes for 10 to 12 hours a day, line by line by line by line. And I said, that's a waste of money, a waste of
What do you do?
resources.
Yeah.
They're looking for something. I mean, like if you just do find and replace, that's AI, right? Like we've been using find and replace in Word
Exactly.
for 10
Exactly.
years. That's a
Exactly.
level of AI, right? And so she goes, I went and I vouched for AI in this specific situation because we would have saved weeks
Yeah.
and money, resources, time, like all of these things. And they said, absolutely not.
You
So
know,
that's where I'm like, I think that's too much of a no for me. Like if
oh,
I
for
could save
sure.
some money and it's not, I mean, it's really find and replace.
And quite honestly, they'll eventually be crushed by the competition. I mean,
Mhm.
the competition that is using AI to move faster and be more efficient and save money, they're going to crush the people that don't use it.
Yeah.
They're going to crush you. You're going to be left behind. Yeah, that is if there's a company out there right now restricting employees from using ChatGPT, unless you're like, I don't know, building nuclear weapons or something and you're afraid the Chinese might steal it. Beyond that, like if you're blocking people from using AI, that is such a terrible move. You're gonna get crushed by competition. By the way, speaking of debates with neighbors, I like to do this too. But you're like me. Neighbors will come over, we'll be having happy hour or whatever, and I like to get them going a little bit.
I learned quickly who the neighbors that I'm going to hang out with are not because you get into the debates and they either never come back
I know, yeah, don't
or
come
they're
back over.
like, let's go into the next topic.
One of my favorite ones right now is, especially if they have kids.
Mm.
I'll go, hey, so do you let your 12-year-old use ChatGPT for homework? Oh, no, 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 no. I'd never do that. I'd never do that. That's cheating. I said, okay. Do you let them Google stuff? Do you let them use Google? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's fine. I said, well, do you let them use Microsoft Word for spell check? And then my favorite one is I'll hold up the calculator and I'll go, do you make them do like hand long division or do you let them use a calculator for their math? I was like, what? Where do you draw the line? Where's the
Hey,
line?
listen, I actually just got into this debate with my 11-year-old. Uh, because I'm a math major. My master's is in finance and accounting.
Yeah, that's right.
I would privy myself pretty well versed in math. However, I do love Excel.
Yeah.
And the math that they're teaching, my son came home and he's doing long division now. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. My husband, of course, is like,
Man.
like tag you're it.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing this. And of course, he's like, that's not how you do it. And I'm like, this is how you do it. How about you do it your way? I'll do it my way, and we'll see who gets the right answer. We both came to the right answer, but he's got 17 steps. I just,
Yeah.
so the calculator, just like,
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're doing the right thing. And then I want to give you a chance to give a company overview. I think you're doing it's not, I mean, you're doing what I would do, which is, hey, let's use AI where it makes sense. Um, let's be careful and thoughtful about some things like to your point. I think that's really, by the way, smart move. Nobody's said that recently on the podcast. Like, I don't want to invest a bunch of time and money training my people how to use this AI tool, and then the government decides to say, "Oh, we can't do that." Now I just waste all that time. So yeah, that's a good thought process. But I think you're doing the right thing by using. I honestly believe I have fired two recruiters that worked for me that didn't want to use AI tools. We started implementing AI tools for recruiting in some aspects of the business, and they wouldn't use it. And I was like, okay, well, you don't work here anymore. I mean, I'm not going to be left behind by the competition. I think you're doing the right thing. We could talk for like another 4 hours. Fascinating time. Maybe we'll all just be retired and AI and robots will do everything and we'll all just, I don't know, hang out.
Well, that's the funny thing. Like I got into a big debate actually with my husband a couple of weeks ago on AI because the longmen sure strike, right? Like they went on strike because of the fear of AI. But and this is I'm on the fence about this because there is a level of humanity. Like people need jobs, right? They need
Do
jobs,
we
families to
do we,
provide.
but do we, what if, do we need jobs? What
Okay,
if,
let me rephrase that.
all right.
We need money to live
Okay.
the
There
life
you
that we
go.
want to
There we
live.
go. There
Okay.
we go.
How we get that
There
right
we go.
now is currently jobs. But being a business owner, being a leader in business, it is hard times out there right now, if you know what I mean.
No doubt.
I don't really think that I need to like elaborate on
We
that
have, we,
for
yes,
leaders.
yes, yes,
You understand what I'm saying.
yes.
And so there is a level of like, yes, I don't want my business to stop, to slow, to be put on pause because my employees don't want to work today, or, just whatever the
Yeah.
case may be, there's
Yeah.
so many things going on right now in the
Yeah.
world. And so there's this level of like, yes, I want people working in my business because it brings a level of humanity, but there's also this side of like, I don't want the business to stop. And so AI, like artificial intelligent machines, can ensure that if my employees don't show up today, that we're still running product. And so this is kind of the dichotomy that I'm stuck in is I don't want I want to have longshoremen. We need them for importing and exporting, but also if they don't show up, it has a big impact on our economy. And so there's a level of me that's for AI in those situations, but how do you protect jobs? But then there's jobs that people don't want to do. Another
Cash,
rabbit hole.
this is going to be the highlight clip for the show. What you just described, I think any good CEO is thinking about right now. They're all thinking humanity. These are real human beings. They need jobs. I want to take care of them. But my competitor over here, who does the same thing I do, just bought 100 robots from Figure AI, and they also implemented ChatGPT agents that came out. They reduced their employee count by 200. They have these robots and AI that just do shit all day long, and they don't complain, they don't get sick, they don't get tired, and they don't have any drama or anything, and they just do stuff. And oh, by the way, because my competitor did that, guess what? They were able to lower their prices and run me out of business because their cost of goods dropped. And so all these CEOs are there. I think most CEOs will be like you. They'll be like, wow, okay, I'm a human being and I want to take care of these employees. But holy cow, my competitor just put 100 robots in with AI. And if I don't do the same, they're going to crush me. So then what do I do? So you're in this, yeah, you're in this like, oh man. And so that thought process and that stress you're feeling, I think a lot of companies and CEOs are going to be faced with that in the next 24, 36 months. A ton, a ton.
Yeah.